Yeah, it's good
Secret
stuff.
stuff.
The chili.
The chili. Don't tell anybody about the secret chili.
Good soup.
Come on, Chris. Come on, 2 more.
And still 4 times.
Come on, let's go. Finish strong.
Bumstead.
We have the Yeah.
Just want to be like within 200 yards per
Insane.
Yeah.
I love this.
I'm gonna leave the light on until I start.
Awesome. Oh my god, so cool. Wow.
My office. I don't know, this is Dave's gym. I don't know if you know I train him. So he built this for like us, basically.
So cool.
This is the fancy room. I don't know, like I feel like probably these chairs are like 300 years old.
Literally, I'm like, it looks like a little like castle man cave
This is
vibe.
like his office. So he's like a evil supervillain office.
Oh,
Very
wow.
vintage masculine of him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, very vintage masculine. I
Yeah.
feel like we're in like the medieval times.
Yeah. I feel like it's like your grandparents' house, like when you're not allowed to like touch the stuff.
Right?
Like this is like this room and that room.
Oh my god.
Dude, your calves getting bigger?
I don't know.
I feel like they might be a little bit bigger.
My leg might have just shrunk.
Oh, okay. It's all about proportions.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back there too.
So this is all up. Mostly legs, mostly back.
How many square feet is the place, you know?
Honestly, no, I think the actual, like this part, the gym floor, I think is 1,000. I think. And then, I'm not sure how much the whole.
Oh, this outside area. Like, it's so nice.
Dave's big into like MMA stuff. I'll show you this little. This is where like the real men go and train, so I don't go up here ever. That's our one piece of cardio equipment there. So I'll do cardio there sometimes. But we do have a prowler, I should say, so that counts too. We do
Yeah.
a prowler sometimes.
Or just walk up and down these stairs, you know, like shits.
Just turn up and down. Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Wow.
Is it an old house that you just converted, or?
Yeah, it was actually a business. It was like some sort of like specialized like furniture business or something weird. Yeah. So it was like when I was like I was training him. I first met him at my 40, and then like when I kind of just ended there, I kind of told him I was like, hey man, I don't really know how to broach this, but like I'm kind of leaving and do my own thing. He's like, yeah, no big deal. He's like, I was actually like this close to telling you I'm gonna like open my own place and just try and like get you away from here anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh sweet. And he's like, oh, we'll just fast track it. He's like, we'll get something built and open as soon as possible. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, all right, sweet.
Yeah.
And so literally we just started like looking around at places, and this real estate agent, like at first we're looking at a bunch of like, kind of like warehouse style like buildings for
Yeah.
gyms. And then she's like, cause she know Dave's, he likes like all the fancy, like he decorated all that shit. I just picked all the equipment.
Yeah.
But all like the design stuff, like I don't know about fancy things. And so anyway, she's like, I got this really like kind of like cool, unique building. She's like, I don't know if it'll work for a gym, but like I figure I'll just show it to you.
Yeah.
And so he basically just said like, he had an idea of like, well, we can keep that. He wanted an office out of his home as well too. And
Yeah.
so he's like, you think we can fit everything in this part? And I'm just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I just kind of like, I did like some like really rough like square foot sketches and stuff, and had a pretty good, I was like, I'll just order a little bit less stuff to start, and then just like kind of piecemeal it together. And yeah, it worked out perfect.
Looks
obviously.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we're
Super
gonna build a
cool.
little private spot too.
Nice. Yeah, it's hard to beat. Hard to beat.
Love it.
You started a little younger than I did. Like, cause when did you turn pro?
I should probably 21.
Yeah, you're super young.
I still haven't done that many shows though. I've only done like 11 or 12 shows total.
Yeah,
So-
that's good though. That's really nice. You don't have to do a billion shows. That's the rough part.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, maybe let's do maybe we'll just start so you don't have to go like ape shit heavy either. Maybe we'll just like superset maybe like leg curls and leg extensions, and then just kind of get everything warmed up, and probably do like probably like the way I would prefer to do is maybe just like one hard set at everything today, and then maybe towards the end if we have something pretty locked in, maybe 2 sets on something. But start with the isolation stuff, and that way we don't have to do a billion plates if we do like a squat variation or a leg press variation or something.
Sure.
Sound good?
Beautiful.
Sweet.
Like tiny things.
Yeah, like normal stuff.
Knees slightly until I warm up, lower back a little bit. But nothing broken.
That's good. Well, this this one, try before you lock that down. Slide your legs a little closer together and actually turn. There you go. Your kneecaps point a little bit more straight up, so turn that way just a tad. There you go. See how that feels. Go up a bit. This one. Go forward. Want to go range? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Always warm up, just pause both ends, kind of like you were doing on most of them. Yeah, full pause, don't quite let it rest. Good, do a couple where you bring it down just about 3 inches right to my hand. Pause, then back up, and then full rep down at the bottom, all the way hold, let it up about 3 inches, then back, and then full rep. Just do a couple more like that. Right there, pause, halfway, yep, back up, pause, hard squeeze, bring it up just a little bit. Back in, hard squeeze. Just one more each way like that. Pause. Pause. Go again. Squeeze. Slow out. Right there. Hard squeeze in again. Good.
Are you a pose toes up, down, point kind of guy, or doesn't matter?
If somebody doesn't say it's like dramatically like I'm feeling something either like cramping in my lower leg. If somebody says I'm feeling either my calf cramping or my shin, you know, that AT muscle cramping. Yeah. I might cue them something, but if nobody says anything, I just leave them wherever they go. Yeah. Let's do a couple of the same things here. So all the way to the top, a little longer hold, bring it down just a little bit right there, back up. Good, same thing at the bottom, slow down, little pause, part way up. All the way back up, hard squeeze, part way down, up, hard squeeze. Same thing, one more each way. Squeeze, hard way down, slow, hard contract. Good. Nice. Nothing super fancy between those pauses or whatever, but like obviously if you think about it, it's like the kind of common sense thing, but obviously if you're doing an exercise, you're doing it intentionally to use your muscles.
Yeah.
But sometimes obviously if you're just kind of going through the motion, even if you just do the pauses, sometimes you're still just kind of going through the motion.
Yeah.
Where if you literally even give yourself, because obviously the distance doesn't matter, but if you go from like a full contraction to like, okay, I'm going to bring it down 3 inches and then contract again, and then the same thing at the other end of the range, because nobody messes up in the middle, you mess up at the ends on any exercise basically. So just like a little, I'll do that half the time when I'm warming up, just to see like, am I actually thinking about the things that I'm doing?
Or am I just
just going through the motions? Because obviously like that's the, I think the most neglected, not I could say that about a lot of things, but one of the most neglected things for people is their warm-ups, where it's like all they're thinking about is getting to their top sets. So obviously that's half the point of them. But it's like, well, if you can just do a couple really simple things to think about, like, am I using my muscles the whole time?
Yeah.
Then obviously it's a more effective use of your warm-ups. And then some stuff as well too, for people that are like actually strong. Like if you can do things to make things just a little bit harder, like I don't like to get too caught up with the tempo stuff. You know, we're doing like, 8-second negatives or really long pauses or things like that. Like I like the idea of having something somewhat standardized, but if you can make it a little bit harder, again, like from the top, little pause, making sure you're really getting contractions, then it's gonna be at least still as challenging on the muscle, and you won't have to put quite a billion pounds on.
That's challenging the joints too.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with like your big movements. That's what I tell people all the time with like squat patterns and things. Like that's almost every double, like a little slower eccentrics, a little longer pause in the bottom, and it's like it'll humble you a teeny bit.
Yeah.
It's like your muscles, your quads are gonna get just as much stimulus, but then you don't need as much loading your entire spine, torso, everything else.
Is it a more of a thing?
You can do a couple of them if you want. Why don't you at least do 1 or 2 sets of them? By the time we do like your last warm-up set or your second to last, let's do the same tempo you would normally go at.
This is probably the last or second to last, honestly.
Yeah, so just
Or last. Use a light fitness machine.
same thing. Hit
Hey?
the little pause still. Just get a little squeeze.
I'm saying it's definitely heavier than
Okay.
I expected it to be.
Yeah, that's good. Saves the Like that's the stuff that I think makes a subtle difference over time. Kneecaps pointing straight forward. And just do pause reps here. You don't have to do the end range like short ones. Just a little pause at the bottom, hard squeeze at the top. There you go. Hard squeeze. Good. And just think really smooth into that top, no bounce. Nice hard contraction. Squeeze. Good. Just whatever, 1 or 2 more. isolation stuff, and then a little less volume on the big stuff. But I generally for hamstrings too, I like it. I don't do a whole lot of like different rep ranges by like muscle group, but for some reason I do think hamstrings respond a little bit better to slightly lower. You know, so generally I'll always do like a working set with hamstrings like in 5 to 8. You know, whereas most other things, not that that's a huge difference, but most other things I'm normally kind of, you know, lower ends more around like 7, 8, something like that. Have you used the seatbelt before?
Not on this, no.
How do you try it? I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but I'll show you just the setup real quick.
Chewbacca a little.
Yeah, it's a Chewbacca one. I feel like Chewbacca was probably a beast in the gym, so I just think it makes sense. So obviously I'll just hand you this, but just before you get yourself in, I'll do the same thing. Buckle it, obviously. I'm showing you how to use a seatbelt. I'm like a flight attendant. I fucking know how to use a seatbelt, but just the tightening is this part right here. So just yank that as tight as you can go, and that's basically how I want it set up, as tight as you possibly can before you're in here. And I'll do the same thing while I'll put this down, because that's why I did that before, is so then I want you to smash this as tight as you possibly can down on your thighs.
Yeah.
Just so basically you have nothing moving. And then the only thing that'll be slightly different on this is like you actually want to like use it. So it's like normally when you start a leg curl, I'm sure you're kind of like smashing into here when you start. When you're coming into the finish, like that's the only issue, obviously, as you get heavier, is that the weight is pulling you that way, so it pulls you out of the seat. So just feel like you're pushing into the hamstring as you're, into the seatbelt as you're coming into the finish. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So actually, again, I want to use it. This is where it goes to show that like people think equipment manufacturers know what they're doing just because the machines exist. But I always say like the #1 proof, like if there's any machines that you think would have like seatbelts, it'd be like a leg curl or like a leg extension, since it's literally like fucking seesawing you out. But they don't do that. They put it on the hammer strength shoulder press, right? Have you seen that? You know what I'm talking about? That's like the one that always, and so it's the one that pushes you fucking down in the seat. And that's the one they put a seatbelt on. And I was like, this just lets you know they have no idea what they're doing. That's in case like the whole gym tips over while you're there.
The only one that does it right is the pullover.
Which one?
Lat pullover?
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of them.
Some.
Yeah. Good. You just keep them smooth. Again, same pause at the top of every rep. Give me a little longer pause up there. That's the whole benefit of the exercise. Top, pause. There we go. Squeeze. At least the first one was just practice, kind of pushing into that seatbelt as you finish. Pause. Good. Hard squeeze. Just think contraction to finish. Don't worry about where it goes. Just contract. There we go. Because that's where I'll splash on. It's just the finish of a couple. Squeeze. Good. Again, I'll take you a little further on this one. Contract. Go, 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 go. Let it up. We'll go one more. Come on. Pause. Hard squeeze. Go, 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 go. Yep. Nice. How'd that feel?
That felt good.
Nice. Those are pretty, just like that. That's all you're thinking about. How hard can you make the top? Yep. Good, man. These are where they count. Come on now. Best reps. Come on. Hard. You just think the same thing. Visualize the same thing at the top. How hard can you make it? Good. Come on. Again. All the way up. Hard squeeze. There we go. Keep going. Couple more like that. Just think about your quads. How hard can you contract? Go, 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 go. Again. Slow on the way down. No bounce. Hard contraction. Come on. Up, 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 up. One more. Come on. Smooth. All the way up, come on, 10 out of 10 now, hard as you can, finish, finish, finish. Nice. Good setting.
What is up, YouTube? We're here with Mr. Joe Bennett. He's over there chugging his mason jar concoction.
Yeah.
Caught him at a bad time. AKA the Hypertrophy coach. We're down here in Tampa for a summer shredding. Day 3 right now or whatever, and I asked Joe if he could put me through a workout. He pussied out and said he just trained legs, so he's not training with me.
True.
But
Pre-leg day excuse is always necessary.
last time we trained legs together and he kept up, so I'm not too worried about
That's
it.
true, I have it, it's documented, so look back.
Yeah, without YouTube, so,
Yeah.
so you can't bitch out. But yeah, he's putting me through a leg workout right now. We're here at, does the gym have a name or is it just kind of like incognito?
We call it the Lion's Den.
The Lion's Den.
Yeah.
Private little gym that no one's allowed in. So here all by ourselves. Miss Olympia in the background training legs. She's somewhere back there, I think, I don't really know. But that's really all that's going on. That's what we're gonna be doing today, training some legs. So stay tuned and listen to Mr. Joe because he's full of knowledge and I'm here trying to learn a thing or two to get big legs.
Same with the pause at the top. Gonna squeeze it in. Perfect. 20 reps. Everyone like that. Pause at the top. Hard squeeze. Good. Good. Again, think smooth to the finish. Don't think about where the pad goes. Just contract those hands. There we go. Good. Again. Pause. Contract, contract, contract. Good. We got another one. A little longer pause at the top here. On that stretch. Hard contraction. Go, 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 go. We got one more. Smooth one. Come on. Go, 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 go. Yep. Nice.
There we go.
You don't get it. 130?
Did you move it?
Yep. That's why I'm holding this up.
Oh, damn.
There you go. Now you
It's a
go.
lot worse when you don't move.
Yeah, that's the point. Good. Not doing a ton, just keep them pretty. Don't think about reps, just keep them the same. I got that finish for you. Smooth, pause, hard squeeze. Yep, good. We got another one. Come on. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We got one more. Last one. Go, 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 go. Good. I'm gonna sneak a stretch on you. Stay in there. Lean forward. Keep pressing down just a little bit. Wrap on here. So like hug it. There you go. And hold. I'm gonna count 30 seconds. Keep some pressure on here. Light pressure down in there. You go. Don't let off. Keep going. Come on. About 20 seconds left. Perfect. Keep some tension on. Breathe into it nice and slow. 15. Good, man. Keep going. Light pressure. 10. Keep going. Keep going. 5. 4, 3, 2.5, 2, 1.5, 1. Nice.
Oh my god.
Now you escape. I almost feel bad sneaking that stretch on you.
I'm glad you stuck it in.
Yeah.
I like not anticipating it.
Same thing. Just keep that thought process. Keep them hard at the top. There we go. Great reps. Good. That's your focus now. Better every rep. Good. Nothing to do with the pad. How hard can you contract? Come on. Hard, hard, hard. There we go. Go, go, go. There we go. Good rep now. Come on. Best ones now. Same pace. Don't rush out of the bottom. Hard squeeze. Good. Lower. Don't drop it. Control. Everything the same now. Come on. Up, 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 up. We got another one. Slow on the way down. Let's go. Hard. Up, up, up. One more. Come on. Best rep now. Best rep. Let's go. Finish, finish, finish. Nice. It's really nice.
Is it really heavy?
It is heavy.
This is the one we have a revive now?
Yeah.
I've used it once at revive time.
Do you guys have this? I have no idea, honestly.
That the same one we have at
Yeah,
revive?
I think it is.
Okay.
We just got one.
I
Like
like
a few
it.
months ago.
Honestly, it's probably my favorite one. That's obviously why I got it. But I like the Atlantis one's probably my second favorite. But this one's just my favorite. And nothing really magical. I honestly like that it's really heavy. Like I said, so you don't have to put a billion plates on it.
Yeah.
But then too, I just really like the platform angle. It's one of my favorite ones. So it's basically my main defining factors for like a hack or a pendulum. Is really kind of the platform angle relative to the arc. Because you'll have some shitty ones that people get on like they don't like, you know, the way it feels or with their knees sometimes. Like that's the subtle difference. It's normally the angle is like too closed. And that's what tends to grind up people's knees and
Is
stuff.
the ankle's too up? Ankle's
close,
too up?
yep, yeah.
Too much on your knees?
Yep, because it's as soon as you basically have to the point where you know, as you're folding, you want your knee to be able to travel forward. As soon as this doesn't fold anymore, then it's got to go somewhere else. Next joint in line is going to be the knee.
Yeah.
So if you're not taking it to the end of your ankle mobility, generally it's going to be more comfortable on the knees. And the other thing is just making sure that you have a stance, you know, that's comfortable for your hips as well too. The better your ankles can move and the better your hips move, the easier it is it's going to be on your knees. And then obviously generally it's easier for you to get more to your quads. So
Yeah.
honestly, it's easier to bring them down just a little bit than bring it back up. If I'm off, you can take them down if that feels more comfortable. So, how's that feel?
Oh, I felt fine.
Good.
Damn, bro, I can hear your knees.
Yeah, knees are crooked.
Sounds like crap meat.
Mine are so much worse than that. Honestly, my knees have gotten a teeny bit better. Like, I honestly have some of like the loudest like crepitus in the knees ever, and it's not a good thing.
I don't know why. Like they were in 2017, they were the worst.
Yeah.
And then they were like bad for a while, and then the last year,
Yeah.
been the best they've been.
Yeah. Hopefully getting better. I mean, that's one of the weird things. Normally crepitus is the sound of frayed cartilage on frayed cartilage.
Yeah.
It's like the first signs of not going to be good. But I mean, it's a little bit of, again, the controversy is can you like regrow cartilage or not?
Yeah.
And some people say no, but who knows? But if you can find, because like that's half the cliche things for some things. Like some things are tough to tell when you're doing them. If it's going to be like orthopedically bad or not. Like tendon stuff is kind of different. But with like cartilage, like when you have kind of like a, you know, two bones articulating, you have cartilage on cartilage. Like if you can really find places that are immediately more comfortable, it can kind of spare that basically. Yeah. So it's like the joke too is if you find things or foot stances or positions that are less loud, then you're literally just, because it's just a matter of like surface contact. So if you literally adjust stance and stuff, sometimes instead of putting more pressure in this position, it's more pressure in this position. So you can actually have kind of different wear patterns.
Yeah.
So if you like do the exact same thing every single time, that is one of the arguments for having slight adjustments and like, you know, movements and things like that. But,
and I've become more narrow with my stance over the years.
yeah, does that feel better for you?
It feels, now it does.
Yeah. Okay,
I feel like it maybe just because my hips got tighter.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I used to like squat like super like pretty wide.
Yeah.
And now I can like come here and like
Yeah.
my ankle mobility got better or something, so I come closer and then
Yeah.
maybe it was exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of built pretty well for squats. So if you can go either way, then kind of just go where you're comfortable. Good reps. Nice easy pace into that bottom. Perfect. Really work on that pace. Bending slower into the bottom. Fight that bottom. There we go.
What do you think for this?
Well, somewhere like 8 to 10-ish, maybe. Yeah. I mean, don't go.
Where do you normally put the most volume in someone's like let's say like beginning of an off season to end of off season into prep? Like where do you have the most like?
Probably right in the middle of, like kind of in the middle of the beginning of prep. So like typically like, so what I'm doing for Terrence right now is, cause his recovery phase, I took volume rock bottom.
Yeah.
And then so now we're kind of starting to the point where you can grow a little bit. And so we're working up now, but I'll kind of keep this at like kind of like what I would call, if I'm looking at different levels, like kind of medium volume. And I'll
Like
probably
high intensity, medium volume.
Yeah, medium volume. But look, well, it's probably, I'll work up slowly to probably twice as much volume as we had in the recovery phase. And then when he starts a prep, you know, I might, the first, maybe anywhere, it depends, just kind of the state that he's in, where his nutrition's at, like that's why I just have an idea what he's doing from his coach. You know, there might be a little bit of a taper up there again. So like generally in the beginning of a prep, anywhere from like, you know, if he's doing like say a 16-week prep, 16, you know, weeks out to, you know, maybe somewhere for 10, I might taper it up just a little bit, see how it's going. And then generally we get to a point where it kind of stabilizes, and then at some point in time, I start to taper it back down at the end. Yeah. But it's one of those things I try and really prioritize. I'm still much rather prioritize intensity than volume pretty much at all times, because I still always go back and forth. Like, you know, it's like there's so many moving parts. It's like for me to honestly compare when we do those volume ramp ups, slight, because basically I know that we can, and in theory you should lead to a little bit more growth. But then I still always debate, like, would it be better if we just kind of left it where it is, and just would he be able to progress a little bit faster? So I always mess around with that subtle amounts, like from, you know, off season to prep or whatever, because again, I still think, you know, again, intensity, like what he's doing for specific exercises, for specific rep ranges is more important than, you know, how many sets can we do, you know? Just give you those spots you needed to finish some of the reps. you. Come on, keep it the same now. Come on. Yep. Keep it the same. On that bottom. Hard. Good. Keep going now. Come on. Good. Now make them harder, man. Come on. Make these reps better than the first ones. Own it, own it, own it. Hard press. Don't bounce out of the bottom, man. Give me a pause. Come on, make it hard down there. Control. Own that bottom. There we go. Come on, we got another one. Right here with you. Come on. Best reps now. Come on, keep them pretty. Control, control, control. Hard push, hard push, hard push. One more, last one. Come on, one more. Let's go, man. Stay tight. Control, control. Hard push, finish. I got you. Finish, finish, finish. There we go. Yep.
That was your last rep, not mine.
Say what?
That was your last rep, not mine.
Yeah. I really didn't spot you that much. That feels like you're hitting a wall and can't move it, but.
Yeah, this thing is difficult.
Yeah, it's tough. It's no joke.
I haven't used a pendulum in a long time.
Yeah. That was a good set. Like, honestly, I literally, I put my, I'm sure you could probably feel when I put my hands on, but like the third to last one, I literally just had my hands on. The second to last one, I probably literally gave you like a couple pounds. So I'm just giving it the right spot, so it feels like I'm doing more than I am. And then on that last one, obviously, just that sticking point, but I'm, just doing a little bit. Same thing, I don't want to have to fucking
Felt like you were like...
Yeah, no. Like half of it is, it's like that one, you feel like that sticking point feels like, oh fuck, I'm just gonna go back down real fast, right? And where it's one of those things where half is just training that again, if you just stick with it, I can give just a little bit right through that point, and it's not bad to get up. Because it's the same thing, it's like one, like I said, I don't want to see you die today. I don't want you to die today, so I don't want to have to do a shit ton of work. But it just takes a little bit kind of getting used to that point and just knowing, okay, if I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna make sure that you get through it nice and smooth. And also not getting to the point where it's counterproductive. Like it gets to the point where you're just doing like 10 pass failure, things are shaking and ugly, you can't feel anything. Not much point to
The
that.
workout's over after one set?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is the first set too, it's just getting blood out of your quads anyway, so.
I like this one.
What's that?
What kind of leg placement do you want? Like,
Maybe back just a little bit.
you good?
Yes. I'm good. Hello. Hi.
Your shoulders in. What, legs?
I'm just trying to get you in a little pump for my
The
shit
pump
today.
with a phone issue?
Just kidding.
You need your chest too then. Chest and arms. I meant for the bro pump. Bro.
Sus.
Sus.
Feel when you're in here is like when before you go, almost feel like you're trying to lift your leg up just a little bit. So pressing more kind of through the top of your thigh. So again, not having your knee pressed down so hard, like just lift it up just a little bit, and then really feel like you're just pressing through the top of your thigh as you come up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, almost like lifting your knee up.
Just a little bit, yeah. You don't want to go apeshit to where you feel like you're actually trying to like hip extend the whole weight, but that'll make sure that we don't have kind of any of this type of, if you get your knee pushing down here, that's what really allows you to kind of pivot your pelvis up. You see when people like lift their ass up?
Yeah.
Now it's because your hamstring crosses over your knee and your hip. So most people here trying to shorten it, but as you hip flex, because it crosses over your hip, it's basically kind of stays the same like that, but I'll say for simple purposes is it's shortening at this end and lengthening at this end. That makes sense. So right when you're getting to the point where it's the hardest, most people will intentionally lift this up so that the hamstring doesn't actually contract anymore. You're just kind of almost holding it in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yep, just a little. Yeah, that's great. Just like that. Squeeze. Perfect. Squeeze. Good. Same thing. Nail that top. Hard contraction. You can try and make it cramp. Good.
Feel good?
Good. Nice.
Cool.
Yes, come on, let's go. Another one, come on. You're working on it, let's work, come on. Up. There you go, catch it.
Ooh, wow.
Come on now. Come on, you got another one. One more, come on. Light. Nice. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. Look good, man. Same thing. Hard every time. Good. Right here with you. You just think contract at the top. I'll get you there. All right. Squeeze. Good. Beautiful rep, man. Everyone like that. We got a couple to go. You just think squeeze. I'll get you there. Go, go, go. Perfect. Another one. Control. Hard. Good. Let's go another one. Go. Finish. I got you. Finish. Nice. That's it. Good. Two more. Come on. Keep going, man. Come on. Keep going. Come on. Beautiful reps, man. Don't stop. Keep going. Come on. Don't stand all the way up. Keep going, man. No breaks. Let's go. Keep going. Come on. You got 4 now. Come on. 4. Let's go. Get your head on, man. Come on. Come on. 2. Yep. Good. Same thing. All you focus on that contraction. Drive that thigh into the pad. I'll get you there. Good. Smooth reps. I got you. Yep. Come on. We got 1 more. Keep it smooth. Thigh press into that pad. Hard. Yep. Yep, just a couple reps, and then partial to the back. Just keep them smooth. Hard squeeze, perfect. Not a ton here, just keep them pretty. Drive that thigh down, hard squeeze. We got 2 more like that, come on. Hard squeeze, yep, come on, 1 more. Good. Down slow, just the bottom half. Right there, not even that high. Keep them slow, right there, good. Keep them going. Right there. Not even that high. Right there. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. Yeah, it's good
Secret
stuff.
stuff.
The chili.
The chili. Don't tell anybody about the secret chili. Anabolic chili. People don't really think it's chili.
All right, kids. It's gonna be a wrap on today's workout with the real dad of Raw Nutrition, actually. I'm the fake dad. He's the real dad. Intelligence and children-wise. So, wrap on this workout. I appreciate you putting me through it.
Yeah, for sure.
Some nice little tips all the time. There's also things I always forget, and then I train with someone like you who always trains properly. I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably be doing that more. So
Yeah.
it's appreciated, and it's always good to train with someone smarter than you, so you learn a thing or two. Because egos get in the way. I know how to do it. I mean, like you're saying, everyone's like, I know how to train, but like,
Yeah.
there's always you can be better, and you always forget a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
So much appreciated, and
Yeah. Glad you guys made it over.
Yeah,
Got to
thank
see the
you.
Lions then. Cool spot.
yes, sir, very cool
Yeah.
spot. Nice to get to train here today.
Yeah.
The dream coming soon, private gym. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out the Hypertrophy Coach for all your training needs. He's got an app, everything you can desire, lots of free information on his channels. So check him out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.